I just remembered there was a very large spider up in that corner, and it's not there anymore. Throw on some Flex Seal, good as new. I'm not a cat person. What's up? My name is Maddie, and I'm an artist, kind of. Like many artists, when I share my artworks, I tend to get a comment here and there saying, how do you do that? Things along those lines. It dawned on me that I tend to do this thing where I only show you what I want you to see. Much like Kim Kardashian only showing you her ass when the cellulite is photoshopped away.
Don't be rude.
And I realized that this is kind of disingenuous. As an artist, I have a lot of unfinished paintings. What I tend to do is give up on a painting as soon as I get bored of it or frustrated, and then I just paint over that shit and I start over. And sometimes I will do this multiple times. So I thought maybe I'll just give the world a little taste of what I'm not willing to show you. Just show it to you all at once so you can understand what is truly going on. So without further ado, this is all of my unfinished paintings that I probably won't finish. Let's go. Painting number 1. My second genuine attempt at oil painting. Biggest mistake was the lack of a quality photo reference. So, have I learned my lesson on that? Honestly, it has a lot to do with laziness. I will give myself a little bit of props. This is a really difficult pose to achieve when it comes to portraits. There's a little dust on it. I didn't finish her hands at all. I thought, oh, I'll just let this dry, I'll come back, I'll finish her hands, and I just don't want to do it. I don't feel like it. I like painting hands. Look at my other videos. I love painting hands. I don't want to paint these hands. I'm done with these hands. I don't want to look at this painting anymore. If you want to buy this unfinished painting, by all means, I will give it to you. Just comment. Unfinished painting numero dos. This painting is in acrylic. I attempted to paint this as a Mother's Day present last minute, didn't finish it. Mom didn't get her Mother's Day gift, and I'm a terrible daughter. Will I finish this painting? This one is probably gonna get painted over. Yeah. Throw on some Flex Seal, good as new. This monstrosity. I created this again as a gift from my parents that I never finished. I worked on it again and around this time last year when quarantine started, and I was using acrylic, but then I was getting really bored because I was really curious about oil paints. So naturally, I gave it up. It could be declared a finished painting, but I can do better. I can do better than that. I want to repaint this painting now with oils over the top because my parents keep asking me to finish it for them. I really need to start holding myself accountable on that. Okay. I started painting this super late at night, just was throwing some color on the canvas and never came back to it because I just got interested in other things. Interestingly enough, I don't know if you can see, but underneath this, there's black paint because it's painted over a painting that I created in the 8th grade. This will be getting a 3rd layer. Oh, dude. This will be getting a 4th layer to cover up this little gal. I'm just gonna recycle the canvas and paint over this one. I'm not a cat person. My aunt, however, she loves her cat. That cat is her child. I attempted to do a portrait of this cat, and again, I got a little overzealous and I tried to do a new technique with wet paint in one session, and I just could not get the paint to do what I wanted to do. So I set it aside and I still haven't finished it, and now I have to look at this ugly cat painting that is on par with what I used to do as a kid. Every day when I walk in my room and I see this, I question my abilities as an artist. Will I finish this one? Yeah, probably, because my aunt paid me to paint this about 4 years ago. What's new, pussycat? I've had to stop on this painting a couple of times and come back to it. Painting landscapes is really difficult. I painted maybe 2 landscapes all of my life. It is a new set of challenges, especially with all of these little crevices and the shadow. I just did not approach this well from the start, but I've learned a lot of lessons, and that's the most important thing, right? But I promise I will finish this one and do a video about it. This is a portrait I'm doing of my little sister. I took a photo of her for a photo project, and then I painted that photo in acrylic, and I wanted to paint it again in oil. By the way, this canvas, as you can see, has another paint that I started and gave up on underneath, and so I thought, nah, just leave that. It adds a lot of depth to the painting. I'm not sure if I'm gonna finish this. For now, I'm keeping it hidden, and I'm keeping it facing the wall so it doesn't scare the shit out of me when I walk past it anymore. I'm sorry, Amanda. Let's start with the most burning question that I would have if I were you, and it's why does it look like this on the edges? And that is because this painting was one of the canvases that I bought when I was taking an art class in Florence, and I had to leave Italy. And so what I did was take it off of the frame and rip out the staples. I painted multiple paintings on this canvas, the first one of which was blue. That is why before you see an acrylic version of the oil version that I'm working on, and technically also not working on right now. Painting for me is one of those things that's relaxing and therapeutic. I also hate it sometimes. It can really frustrate me. Maybe that's just how it is. Maybe it has to be a love-hate relationship with any craft that you're passionate about. Maybe that's why it's worth it, because you're pushing to overcome the mountain that you don't want to. Now that I'm saying this, it sounds like I'm gonna finish a lot of those paintings. I'm probably not. So that's enough rambling about painting. If you wanna try painting, don't be afraid, because you can always just paint over it, and then you'll never have to feel the embarrassment of a failed attempt. So that's my real life advice. Choose a hobby that is easy to cover up your accidents. Then you'll never have to be embarrassed ever for any reason, ever, and you'll always feel adequate. Okay, bye.